In this lesson, we will learn about snapshots or checkpoints in Hyper-V. It is a powerful feature that lets you capture the exact state of a virtual machine at any point. So a checkpoint is like a snapshot of a virtual machine. It captures everything: memory, disk state, and configuration. That is what you need to return to that point later, right? So Hyper-V supports standard and production checkpoints. So here you see it's saying that it captures everything, including the memory and disk state. So what is the advantage here by doing this? Let's assume that you have a server and you have many files in this server, in this virtual machine. And you are working on one file which is not saved yet. Okay, this is the file here. You write something in this file, and when you take a snapshot of this one or a checkpoint of this machine while this file is open and keep writing, then the point will save the configuration file, the disk state, okay, and the RAM content also, okay, so that when you want to return it back, you will be able to return it back to all these files at the same time. The file you opened also will be available for you. This is what the difference between having a memory content saved while you create a checkpoint. There are two types of checkpoint: standard and production. Let's talk about that. So standard checkpoints saves everything. Like I said, it capture the RAM content. So if you kept a file open, it will be available. Production checkpoint is a kind of a graceful shutdown is used so that it doesn't capture the content in the RAM. Then this is standard is suitable for lab and testing. Production checkpoint is always considered for production workloads. And this method which save the full memory plus disk state. Here this use VSS, that is volume shadow copy, the same technology that you use for backup of virtual machines. Then a reverting impact, so you get instant resume. It will be like you just return back to the same same OS state where you kept the for example, SQL Manager open with 5 SQL scripts were open in the SQL Manager. Similar state you get, but boot from saved disk state. So it will be like a new boot. This is what you feel with the production checkpoint. So how to create a checkpoint? It's simple. You just need to right click and select the checkpoint. That's it. That is how it creates the checkpoint. Let's see how to do it. Log into our Hyper-V server. Then as you can see, the file server is running. Right click on the VM, then you get checkpoint. Now you see it creates a checkpoint and the progress is shown in the status. Now there is a new checkpoint, and this checkpoint is a production checkpoint. Now if I want to create further, I can do the same, but let's make some changes in the operating system by creating a new file or something, so that we can understand that when we revert it back we get the old state or not. So I'm gonna create a new notepad in the desktop. Let's write something. So what I'm writing now is not available in the current snapshot, and this is the new state of the machine. So what I'm gonna do, I will take one more snapshot, one more checkpoint. For that, right click, then click on the checkpoint. So now if you look at the checkpoint window, you will see I will have 2 checkpoints, and it given the time. This is how you can understand that this checkpoint And also you will be able to rename the checkpoint from the plain right side. Now, if you want to configure the production or standard checkpoint, then you go to the settings of the virtual machine. Then you will see option called checkpoints in the management, where you can control the checkpoint as production or standard. And also you can disable the checkpoint also here by uh, unticking the first option, enable checkpoint. Let's continue with the production checkpoint at the moment. Now let's see what are the impacts on the files where our virtual machine stored. So now you can see there are snapshot files available in the folder. Now I'm going to revert back to the initial state, and in that state the new file that created were not going to be available, right? So let's click apply, and this will revert the virtual machine back to the previous state. So now let's refresh. Then I'm gonna start the virtual machine again and see the file is available there or not. Now if you look at the desktop, you will not see the file that we created before we taking this snapshot. Yeah, it's not there. Now let's change the checkpoint to the next one. For that, you just need to select the second checkpoint, then apply. So the second checkpoint is applied. Now you see the file is there. So this is how you can switch between the snapshots that you created. Now, if you see it is not manageable and you want to remove some of the checkpoints, you just need to delete the checkpoint. That doesn't mean that you're going to lose a lot of data that between this checkpoint state. No, when you delete the checkpoint, what will happen that it's going to merge to the base system. So if you delete this checkpoint, you will see a small status change there by saying that merge is in progress and merge succeeded. So this is a good method. When you delete, you get everything back to the original files of the virtual machine. As you can see, nothing removed from the system. Now let's delete the other one also, so that we don't have any more snapshots available in the system. And now if we go back to the file system, you will see the snapshot folder is empty. That means there is no more snapshot files available for this virtual machine. So we found there are many options in the checkpoints, and it can be managed directly from the Hyper-V manager. You can apply a checkpoint. That means that gonna revert the virtual machine to that state. You have an option to delete the snapshot, and this gonna merge the data to clean up the storage. You can export, that means you can save the virtual machine, and you can merge. So this merge is not a manual action. This happens when you delete a checkpoint. What are the best practices? So checkpoints are powerful but should be used carefully. They are not the replacement for backup. In production, always use production checkpoint and clean up unused one for the free space. To summarize, checkpoints helps you to test safely by capturing and reverting the virtual machine states using the right type of your workload, and remember always to clean up when you are done. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.